And we're back. Are we back? I think we're back. Oh, my camera just put light on my face. Welcome back. Episode 6 of Beer Talks TO with my jolly good friends Addie Lane and Stanley. I was about to drop your last names there, eh? I always stop myself. Addie Lane H and Stanley C. Why don't you guys say your hellos? Stan?
Hellos.
Addie?
Hello.
Hellos. We're back talking at you again for another lovely episode on this season 2. Also, I'm not gonna apologize now because I guess we haven't. That I know we did say on season 1 that we're starting to air on April, but due to what is the opposite of unforeseen? Foreseen?
Due to foreseen circumstances?
Yeah.
Wait, what is this
Intentional
circumstance?
errors?
Yeah, due to foreseen circumstances.
Because we feel like it is our podcast, not yours.
Yeah, I feel like, people are like, my cousin especially, who's like, what happened to the podcast? I'm like, what do you mean what happened to the podcast? But yeah,
Like a hiatus.
I've also gotten feedbacks like, hey, are you guys coming back? Like, what's happening? I'm like, taking a short break.
yeah, production's been slow on my end, just a little busy. But we do, since I do sincerely apologize, at least on behalf of my team. My team does not represent me or my, what is it, Addie? You know what they
The
say?
opinions expressed by this show do not represent do not reflect the opinions of this
Of such-
podcast.
Yes. That said, today we'll be talking about, I think Addie mentioned it a little bit. I'm still unsure about people's relationships and friendships. And I guess I don't know what we're talking about, to be honest. We'll get into it when we get there.
I heard we're talking about ships.
Yeah, we're talking about ships. and
Actually, kind of accurate.
And stands. Not you, Stan, but like, like a K-pop stan.
I see.
There's no confusion there at all.
No, zero.
No.
Everybody's on point with
Yeah.
that reference. Before we get to that, we have a beer of the day, which was Addie's the one that found this. I think she bought it because it said Scotch on it.
Accurate. That's literally why. Because I was like looking at the microbrewery section, and I'm like, first of all, the can looks pretty sleek. It looks like really cool.
I don't like it.
Really? I
don't-
think it looks. I think it looks pretty cool.
It's like uncomfortable black for me. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You know what
Oh
I mean,
my-
Stan?
Yeah, kind of like I did have a hard time finding this just because I was like,
Bro.
I don't know what I'm looking for, and then
I don't
I'm
know.
like, black can, and then I was looking for this for a while.
I don't know how you found this. Eric was the one that found this for me, and then he delivered it to me. Like I
Oh,
went
so
to like
nice.
3 LCBOs in Toronto. I went to like 2
Mhm.
LCBOs here in Mississauga, and I'm like, Eddie, it took me like 3 weeks to find this.
It's very exclusive feeling
Yeah.
now that you guys mention it. But yeah, no, it's really cool. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I should read the stuff after we've cracked it open and
I cracked
given
it
it a
open.
taste. Oh, okay.
Yeah, all right, let's
Well,
crack it.
cheers.
I'm not drinking it yet. I'm cracking it open. I'm pouring.
open.
It's really dark, like Guinness dark.
Oh, it smells delicious.
Yeah, immediately a strong smell.
Yeah. When you crack the can.
Yeah.
Oh my
wow.
god, it smells phenomenal.
I don't know, man. I'm so just because I'm not a Scotch guy, maybe, but I'm very skeptical.
You know
It-
what?
Have you seen?
I
You see how
don't
dark
really.
it is?
Oh, that's dark.
I don't know.
Wow.
Doesn't it look like a root beer or like a Coke or something?
Darker than root beer for sure.
You think darker than root beer?
Darker than Rickards.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's definitely amber. It smells like corn. Am I crazy?
It smells sweet.
It smells like not caramel, vanilla. I don't know.
Mm.
It smells like Starbucks syrup.
Corn caramel. That's what I'm smelling. Okay.
Interesting.
Anyway,
Yeah,
cheers.
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 Oh wow.
Oh my god, I like it.
Is it sweet? I don't. What?
Why is this so sweet?
It's so alcoholic.
It's
What
an
is happening
extra
with
strong
this?
beer. It is 9%, guys.
This 9%.
Okay,
I'm gonna get
okay,
fucked
wow.
up today.
Okay.
Beep.
Immediately.
What the fuck? I didn't even realize.
I did same. But I
I'm
guess
so
it's Scotch
excited.
ale. I've never heard of Scotch ale for one.
Same.
Adi, you actually really like it? It's so
I actually
alcoholic.
really like it. I
Like,
like
there's
it
like
so
a-
much.
There's like a fume of alcohol like at the top of my
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So apparently in 2020 it won the Ontario Brewing Awards Gold. So
Is
like
that
I guess like one of the
good?
top awards. Yeah.
You know, now I know now. It's like this is like when I put soju in my Canadian, where
When
it
you
like
make a soju bomb, you mean?
it's not a soju bomb. I just put soju in it, you know, and like I have that like alcoholic concentration is much higher.
I don't know if I like this as a beer. I
Mm.
think this classify as like a different beverage because it like so I again I don't drink much scotch, so I don't know, but being kind of like the pretentious person that I am, I've had like a lot of scotch infused things. So like this really reminds me of so when we went traveling to the States, there's this place that has like scotch infused coffee. And so they basically just brew the coffee in these scotch barrels, and it's like a whole shtick that they do, but it's really good, and it tastes like this. It's just this is just like a carbonated version of that. And then so I'm just like in my head, I'm like, this is like coffee like, this is like very scotch tasting, but then like to me, unsure if I can call this a beer. Like,
Dang.
you know, my conception of a beer would not be this, but
I agree.
right, but like I'm very like intrigued about like actually drinking this through today's podcast, because I'm like, yeah, you know what, I think I can get into this.
Would you order it if a restaurant has it?
If they had it as like a specialty, yeah, I think so. I'd be
Yeah?
like, yeah, you know, I had this before. I don't hate it, but I will say this is not a calamari beer. This is hard no for calamari.
I'm glad you took the road there.
I feel like this beer would go really well with like John's barbecue ribs.
Oh yeah, like something smoky.
Yes.
So strong. Like when you're saying Standa, like this isn't like a beer. You're right. I like that's for me. I don't think I can have more than one of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I
for
feel
me,
like I
beer,
have to sip this for some reason.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that too. Yeah.
I'm like
It's
the
a
opposite. I'm
sipper.
like gulping this down, guys.
Oh, okay, Eddie. Well, you know.
I think I mean, I'm not an expert like this either, but like I do get that like scotchy feel of like that smoky roastiness at the end. Like kind of like the aftertaste. I don't know if you guys get that.
I do. So I'm like very curious. Like, do they just is it ferment, like that process, whatever? Do they like brew this in the barrel? Like, how did they get this like oaky, whatever?
Because it says additionally aged on American oak.
Yeah. So like, do they brew it and then like pour it in the barrel and then
In a barrel,
seal
yeah.
it?
I imagine.
I guess
Right.
so.
But then like, how do they keep it carbonated? Is it like recarbon? I have many questions.
Maybe they
but-
carbonate it afterwards.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good question.
I have many questions, but this is very interesting. And you know what? I think I stand by, like, if there is a restaurant that kind of serves this, I'll have one, but I'll have just one.
Right. And I think
Yeah.
that's the sad part for me to categorize it to be a beer.
Mhm.
I can have it like multiple times, right?
Like, I
Because
wouldn't
then-
order this as a pitcher. You know what I mean?
No shot. That's what I mean. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. And like it's like it's more akin to a cocktail for me, where it's like I'll have one and then I'll have a different one after.
Interesting.
You know?
Really? You have a different one after? This is 9%, bro.
I'm just saying.
I feel like after this, I'm done for the night.
Yeah, I'll have
This
water
is not
after.
this is not a starter or anything. This is like the one and done deal.
This is like if you go out with your friends and you know you only have like an hour or two to hang out at one lounge, you know, and then you're like, oh, I want to make the most out of this. Like, this is what you get.
Okay, you don't need to get shit faced to make the most.
No, you're
out
not
of
getting
it.
shit faced, but like you have like 2 hours, right? And then like you want something strong enough, but like you also don't want to just like down a beer and then another beer and you're all like really bloated because of all the carbonation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Dang,
I get that.
Addy, you look like this is one of your top threes.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
100%. This is solid number 2 for me. Number 1 still Guinness.
shot.
Yeah, no, seriously. Number 1
Wait,
Guinness.
where's Rickards then? Where's that like last time where you were so like diehard on Rickards being number? Is Rickard now?
It wasn't.
Like, bumped
It wasn't
down?
Rickards. She was die hard about Imperial.
Oh right, you're right.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
I was diehard on Imperial. Imperial is like top 5 for me.
Oh, okay.
I think my top 3 is Guinness. Now this, Son of Kent, Scotch Ale, and my third would be Kilkenny.
See, now you have a beer. Now you're like,
I
oh.
know.
Now you're like, hey, do you guys have Sons of Kent? and you're like, oh,
Yeah,
you should.
and
Oh
then people are like,
yeah.
oh yeah, you, I know
Yeah, yeah,
you.
True,
yeah,
true, true.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
and it's nice because I'm not just naming the big brands like, oh, I'll go for a Guinness, like, because that everyone knows what a Guinness is. But I
That's what
feel
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
like if I say like, oh, one of my favorite beers is Son of Kent, like Scotch ale, it'd be like, whoa, this girl knows what she's doing. It's not just a big brand. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But yeah, Sons of Kent, very clean. I was gonna say logo. I mean, it still is as well, like a clean looking can.
Yeah.
But like that kind of black always like freaks me out a little bit. But it's just that's just me. That's just a personal thing. Beer wise,
Is this like a personal trauma that we can like talk about at some point? Or?
yeah, no, it's just the darkness
Yeah.
that just looms over me consistently.
Oh no.
So
But yeah,
funny.
Scotch ale, Addie's top 3.
Mm-hmm.
Dan will order this at a restaurant, and me, I will probably have you if it offers it to me, but I will not look for it.
Fair.
Anyway, ads. What are we talking today?
Chips.
Yeah, so today we're all talking about all the ships in the sense that I really want to talk about like partners, like life partners. So we've talked before last season about relationships and what we look for in relationships. So this episode, I want to talk about specifically partners, and not just about what we look for in our partners, but also like what do you see your friends doing in terms of what are they looking for in their partners. And one of the reasons why this came to mind is because obviously we're always told, don't put your standards on other people. But if you see your friend, say for example, they're with a partner that maybe you're like, oh, I wouldn't have chosen that person. Like,
For them?
Yeah, for them. Like,
Oh.
do you ever get those kinds of feelings? It's like, oh, I thought he would be with say for example, I see a guy friend, I'm like, oh, I always thought he'd be with a girl who was more like, this or that, but then he ended up with someone else. Like, do you ever get that feeling when you look at your friends and their partners?
Yes, Dan. Do you?
Sometimes I think. Yeah, I think sometimes like so for me at least, I always imagine the people around me and like the partners that they would potentially end up with, and like I have like an image, right? Like not necessarily like I know this exact person, but I'm like, oh, you know what, I see you being with someone, for example, like older or someone younger or someone like more established in their career, or someone who loves like what you do, right? Because like I think I'd like to think that I know my friends well enough to be like, I think this is what you'd be looking for in a partner. And then some of my friends do surprise me. They'll be like, wow, like I didn't expect you to end up going out with someone that you are or have before, right? I think I guess to answer your question, Addie, I don't actively tell them like, hey, I don't like your partner or whatever. I think it does come from observation, to be like, are they good together? Are they like, do they lift each other up? Is my friend, specifically my friend, like, is he or she happy with this person that they've chosen with? Because like honestly, like some people love being terrible people together.
That's
True.
You know what I mean? Like I know people that are like, individually amazing people, but together they are awful. But they're awful together.
what do you mean awful to each other, or just awful?
No, awful
as a
to like
couple?
humanity together. They
Oh.
were like very mean. Like they were like a mean couple, and like not like mean in like a malicious way, but just kind of like a, like they're like, I don't know, like they're like very sassy or like whatever.
chaotic neutral.
Yeah. Like they don't impose bad into the world, but then they will be like, yo, look at that girl's skirt. Like that kind. It's like, yo, do you see her sandal with that skirt, girl? Come on, like and then I'm like, oh, you know what? Like individually, I never see them saying this to each other, but then together, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Makes sense. Checks out.
They're just enabling each other, huh?
Yeah, but then like I feel like this is kind of like the outlet that they need, right?
Oh my god, sorry. The beer just hit me.
Oh, okay.
Like how?
The 9%.
Yeah. Like I feel it in between my eyes.
What
In-
the?
Are you having a stroke? This is maybe not the beer, eh? Like,
No,
are you
no,
okay?
it is.
Okay.
Crack a window, bro.
Turn on the fan. But yeah, no, to answer your question, like I think I don't think I've ever told somebody like, hey, I don't think this person is right for you. I have, however, asked my friends, I'm like, does this person make you happy? Does this person make you feel full? Like, like, does this person make your heart feel full? does this
Mm.
person, lift your life up otherwise? Like if otherwise, that like if they haven't been here, would your life be like significantly worse? Right. And then I've gotten responses on both ends where like I think that kind of like that question kind of like cracked the like I guess lifted the seal, and they're like, oh god, everything kind of like becomes unraveled, and you're like, oh
You
no,
burst the
like
bubble, right?
yeah, and they're like, oh no, this person's actually terrible for me, and I'm like, okay, I didn't mean that, but like I'm like looking out for you, right? But I've also gotten response on the other end. They're like, yeah, you know what, like this person may not be like the standard for everybody, but like they make me very happy, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great, right?
Mhm.
Anyway, so that's kind of like where I'm from. John, what about you?
It's such a. I mean, I know that there are things that we speak about on this podcast that are pretty loaded. Like this one, especially, I think, is even more so. I don't know. Like for example, also like specifically, a lot of our like in this circle of friends that we have, I think there's only a very select few who are still single, and everybody is pretty much like attached to the hip with somebody. And like, do I? Like I'm exactly in the position of this episode's topic, where it's like,
Tell us more, John.
no, not that like there's tea
Spill
to
the
spill,
tea.
or there's no tea to spill. I'm just saying, like I want to be very careful with what I say, not just because
Why, John? Is it
Oh.
because if there's tea to spill, is it piping hot?
there isn't tea to spill. I'm just saying like things might people might take it a different way, or like take it too literally.
You can see John's eye thinking as he's
Yeah, because
speaking.
I want to be
You can see the
because I
gears
want to be
turning.
because I want to be accurate with what I'm saying. In any case, before we had a preamble before this, and a couple of our friends, we were doing a pub run before on a Friday, and we were speaking
Wait, a
sort
pub
of
run?
kind. Yeah, we call it pub runs.
Ah.
Yeah, when we just go to the pub
And then you just buy beer and like that's it.
And-
you guys don't
nah,
do anything
and-
else.
and we talk,
Oh, okay.
and then we eat.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah.
no additional activities in those pub runs.
What else would there be?
No, I'm just wondering.
Oh, I sounded like you're implying something.
No.
Okay.
I truly am just wondering like what you do on your spare time. Just pub runs. Cool.
On Fridays, yeah, usually.
Cool.
But yeah, and then this topic came about, and it's like, where do you stand when somebody, like, let's say, you don't agree with this person, like what you were saying, like I don't really see you with this person or whatever, right? But then, do we, obviously, depending on the relationship, do we even entertain the idea of? Addy likes to coin the term "bursting the bubble." I feel like that's a little aggressive. Maybe.
Well, that's aggressive.
Maybe-
Bubbles are very soft and easy to pop. You just
That's what I mean. But if they're, it's like it's very fragile. Like you're making.
I see what
Like
you
in
mean.
that, is their relationship like that fragile? I don't think so. I hope not.
And I mean, like, if it is, like, is it?
I know,
your
that's
fault
what I
that you
mean.
pop
Exactly.
it,
See, this
know?
is what I mean. Like I need to be careful about what I say.
Wait, okay, no. So to answer Addie's question, so before we like divert too much into our tangent, like, would you tell your friends, be like, hey man, or hey girl, I don't know if this person's the best for you?
If depending on, like, let's say like you guys, for example, like in
Yeah,
this
yeah.
level of relationship,
Mhm.
then yeah, sure. But without the intent of me bursting your bubble. Like I don't have an objective to be like, hey, I'm basically like, hey, here's the information, do with it what you will, kind of thing. You know what I
Like,
mean?
okay, so like, do you present facts or do you present opinions? Because
I,
I think
I would present facts.
oh,
for
okay,
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
So
I
you'd
would
be like,
present-
yeah, this person's terrible for you because
Yeah,
like, A,
yeah.
B, C.
Yeah, I'm like, you remember when like we hang out and like,
Mhm.
like for example, like again, I'm not speaking about anybody, okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
These are
I
very
just-
quick examples you're pulling.
I'm just saying, as an example would be like, a fact example would be like, oh, you, every time you would go out and like get-togethers and have parties or whatnot, like you're always this happy-go-lucky person, and like everybody's having fun with you and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, when this person joined your life, it's like you have to make sure that this person's having a good time. You know what I mean? Like all your
Oh,
attention is
okay,
in that
okay.
person, and then like that's just factual. That's not an opinion.
Right.
You know, like-
okay.
Like in that sense. But again, I wouldn't be like go like
Break up.
yeah, it's not
Mhm.
my intention to be like whether you stay or leave, that's up to you.
Mm.
And yeah.
Addy, what about you? Like, would you tell your friends straight up and be like, yo, your partner or your significant other or your new friend? It doesn't have to be significant other in this case, right? Be like, yo, this
No,
person that
yeah.
you like started hanging around with lately, like this person's a jerk. Like, would you tell them that?
So I've actually have experience in that. And I don't think I come out the gate going like, yo, that person's terrible. Like, I haven't done that, but I remember, and this is like a really good girlfriend of mine, and girl, if you're listening, you know I'm talking about you. I'm sorry, it's gonna be not named, no names, no specifics, but I remember like she dated a person that was not exactly liked by all her friend group. And instead of coming out of the gate to be like, yo, you notice everyone doesn't like this guy, like instead of doing that, like I remember sitting her down once and asking her like, hey, do you love this guy? And she's like, yeah, I really love him, blah blah blah. And I would tell her like, one of the reasons why we didn't like this guy was because he didn't really know how to take care of a girl. Like literally, like if we went to, so for example, like we'd go to like, I don't know, like McDonald's, okay? And you know, you buy your food and you have to find your own seat, right? There's not enough seats for everyone. Instead of finding a seat for his girlfriend, he would just sit down. And then I remember one time, me and her were like, there's one seat left, and me and her hadn't sat down yet. So we were like, do you want to share the chair? Or like, I guess we can walk around the entire McDonald's and look for another chair. But her boyfriend already sat down, by the way. So like, it was something like that where I'm like, he's not really good at taking care of her. And I didn't, to your point, like she's my friend, right? So I didn't really appreciate that about him. So instead of telling her like, hey, you noticed that was very ungentlemanly of him, I was like, okay, you really love him. Are you okay with the fact that he's very unaware and that he doesn't know how to take care of you? And she's like, and in a way, not so much bursting her bubble, but it made her kind of question and be like, I don't know. And then I would tell her, I'm like, because she's my friend and I'm very motherly, I'm like, when I hang out with you, I take I take care of you. I make sure you're good. But he's very unaware and he doesn't take care of you. So I told her, I explained to her the situation where it's like, if he is like this and you know that he doesn't know how to take care of you, you have two options. One, you call him out on it and you tell him to change. Or two, if you love him so much and you don't want to leave him and you don't want to give him an ultimatum and all that kind of crap, you need to suck it up and you need to step it up. And I'm like, are you ready to do that? And it made her go like, kind of question like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to do that. And then like, ultimately in that situation, she left the guy because she's like, she knows she's someone that needs to be taken care of and he didn't
Wait,
know.
because of what you said? Or was it like already on the road to breakup?
It was already on the road because like, I think they had been together for a while and I think she had started to notice, inevitably, no one said anything to her to be like, yo, I don't like your partner or whatever. But because he wasn't very liked, he wasn't invited to a lot of events. And because he wasn't invited to a lot of hangouts and whatnot, by association, she wasn't invited to it. And she started noticing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So then it was already kind of like tinkering in her mind. And then when I literally pointed it out, and I'm like, he's not very liked. So you either have to suck it up and know that you need to go to things, you need to go to hangouts without him, and you need to take care of yourself because he's not going to know how to take care of you, or you need to cut your losses now and just leave him. So like,
yo, that sounds like a pretty bad situation, to be honest.
It wasn't, let's just put it this way, it wasn't like there was something bad that kind of dropped. It was just their personalities. As much as she really liked him, she honestly really liked him, she loved him, but it's just their personalities really didn't mesh. Like, to your point where you're like, you look at whether they are compatible, right? It's like, I think at this age, I think we all realize like, love is not enough. We need to find someone that we love and are compatible with.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? What? Mind blown. And then also like, it's not about the individual at our age. It's like, you need to find someone you love, and not only are you two compatible, you need to be compatible and accepting of the family and the baggage that comes with that. And I think with this friend of mine, it was like she really loved him, and I truly believe that they loved each other. But it was just their personalities weren't compatible. And it came to guide her into that realization.
Wait, okay, so before you go on like
Yeah.
further, because I really want to like deep dive into this interview. So when you talk to your friend, did you have the intention to be like, you need to break up with this person,
No.
or were you like, hey man, here's some very straight up hard facts?
Yes, it was very much like straight up hard facts because like I came at it, well, while she is my friend, I also wanted to respect what she wanted to do. So
Mhm.
I came at it like, hey, here are the issues. Like, he's not a very attentive person. I know you are someone who needs to be taken care of. Like, it's just like her personality. You know, like for me, I'm fairly independent. I don't need a guy that will just pamper me and take care of me. But for her,
You don't?
I know, right? I don't. Like, if I was on my own, I can survive. For her, it's like,
Such a lie.
guys, stop outing me. But for her,
Eric drove around every restaurant they went to, and she's like, "Oh,
that's just because Eric loves
Oh,
me and he
Eric.
wants to spoil me.
yeah, exactly."
Uh,
And Addie's like, "I don't do that. I don't. Eric doesn't need to do that."
Yeah. But anyways, well, like with this girl, like she, you know, because she's the younger sister in her family. Like she's the youngest one, so like she does, need someone to take care of her, and she's not as independent as like I am. So I knew she needed a partner that would take care of her. So for her, it was like I didn't go in at it like, yo, girl, you need to break up with this guy. Well, I think that would have been the better choice. I didn't want to go at it like that. So I asked her questions like, okay, do you love him? And I'm like, do you realize he's not an attentive person? Like, here's what has happened. Here's what I have seen.
But I feel like these like line of questions kind of like point towards like, I want you to break up with them.
Well, no. But here's the thing though. Like when she says like, I do really love him and I do realize he doesn't pay attention to these things. Then I told her, I'm like, okay, so then is this a problem for you? And she's like, well, yeah, I feel like, you know, that's not what I want right now. And I'm like, okay, but do you love this guy to stay with him? And she's like, I really do love this guy. So then I told her, I'm like, okay, then you have a choice to make. Like, you need to, if you know he's not going to change, because I also asked her that, like, do you think if you talk to him about this, do you think he will change? And because they had been together for a while, like this has been a topic that they talked about. She's like, I feel like we've talked about it, but I don't really see a change. So then I'm like, okay, in that case, like you know there's an issue, you've talked to him and he's not really changing, then your solution is two things. Either you have to walk away from it because you've tried to change him and he's not changing.
Break up.
Or I told her, I'm like, or if you really do love this guy and you want to stay with him, then you're going to have to step it up. You're going to have to change your needs and you're going to have to be more independent than probably what you want to be. And I'm like that, and that is completely fine, but you need to be okay with doing that. Because I always feel like no matter who you're with, it's always going to be a choice, right? It's either you just find a guy that fits your mold perfectly, or if you find a guy that you really like, but he doesn't,
Which you won't, by the way.
which you won't, but if you find a guy you do really love and you're like, you know what, I want my future to be with this person, but he doesn't have all the characteristics, then like you're gonna have to fill in the gap, right? Yourself. You don't always just find a person that just drops on your lap that is gonna fit the mold perfectly. So then maybe you need to change a little bit of what you want and need too. So I told her, I'm like, then if you don't want to break up with him, you realize you're gonna have to step it up and you're gonna have to do some of these things.
So maybe not uncharacteristic for our podcast, but like a tangent, right?
Of course.
So like, you know, as you've kind of like grown into your like, I don't know, we are 30 something, you know, I won't say like we're in our 30s, but we're in our 30s.
We're 30 individuals, yeah.
Yeah, we're 30s individuals. So like as you go into your 30s, have your criteria for like relationships, whether it's friendships, relationships, whatever, like your significant other partnerships, have that changed? Because like you said, love is not enough.
Fuck.
Right? So beyond kind of like that, right? Like what are you now like kind of looking for? And like maybe this is more of a question for John, because really
Wait a minute.
wait a minute.
I feel like we're already in a relationship and we're pretty happy.
You know,
where
I
we
can
are.
talk about this. I can definitely talk about this a little later, because my significant other before and my significant other now, we actually talked about this a couple of days ago. I'm like, if I were to meet my current significant other like 6 years ago, we would not be together.
Mhm.
Not because of like whatever, but it's just because like our personality would not have like match. Like my mentality and my level of patience, like
Mhm.
we just would not allow for what's happening today. And if I currently meet my ex, then maybe things could have worked out. Who knows, right? But you know, like anyway, John, what say you? Do you think love is enough, or are you looking for something more than just like, I love this person? Oh, hold on. I'm John. I love this person, and that's enough for me.
Whoa, I didn't realize I sounded like that, but actually,
This is starting to sound creepy, guys.
yeah, sorry, are you asking about like me, what the partner that I would be looking
Like
for?
maybe like a partner, or like even like friendships and stuff like that. Because like I feel like a lot of it is kind of just like, you know, at first you kind of have like mutual interests. You like, I think even with friendships, you have to find each other kind of like interesting, and you have to want to participate in each other's like
For sure.
somehow.
Circles, yeah.
Right? But I feel like very much like a relationship, like with your significant others, like that level of just like, I want to be interested in you is just not enough, right? Like you kind of have to find like deeper connections or like whatever to remain good friends, or like, you know, become a more stable or like committed significant other to someone. And like, I guess what I'm asking you is like, is there specific things that you're looking for in another person that you want to develop relationships with?
Yeah, I mean, like short answer would be like obviously getting in the same vibes as my circle of people, right? Like
Explain the vibes.
you know what I mean? Like we
I
have
know, that's what I'm asking.
like you know, we all have like our wavelengths and stuff, and that's why we click, and that's why we made this podcast and stuff. I'm not gonna start listing things, okay? But the things that we get through, and the things that we've been through, and the things that like our support are like our pillars for each other, right? Like how we act as support groups for each other, like things like that. Like I need to see that this person is capable of doing that. Oh my god, an almond skin is like stuck right in my throat.
Almond skin? You're having almonds with your beer?
I'm having
You know
almonds
what?
with
I
my
feel like almonds would be great with this beer.
Like
That's
actually a
roasted
really great-
almonds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like another tangent, it's been like 40 minutes and I have not drank half of my beer.
It's
Like,
been
this is-
40 minutes since we started talking.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
This is how strong this beer is, bro.
This beer's hella strong.
I'd be done by now. I'd be on my second.
I'm
but, like,
more
at
than
this
halfway
point.
through mine, guys.
Okay. Well, anyway, but yeah, like in that sense, I obviously need to have her meld with that outside of my personal likings. I mean, me and Addie, I mean, she knows now too that like I have this 5-date rule where it's like,
Wait, what?
yeah, where I'm gonna go date a person for five dates, and then I'm gonna go introduce him to Addie,
Yeah.
and then
Is Addie your bar?
I'm
Addie-
the
Addie-
QA. I'm the quality
She, yeah, she's the buffer. She's the buffer. And you know what? I was like, you know what? Honestly, out of my circle of friends, a lot of people would be a lot more not faking it, but like a lot of people would be like, oh, I'd give it another shot. But Addie's very much like, you know what? This person, I'm not giving this person.
You know what? I will 100% attest to this. Like she's
Exactly.
straight up. She will
Exactly.
tell you. She
Yeah.
will tell you straight up and like, yo, this person, like, no bueno.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that there's that, and I'm like, you know, yeah, Addie's a pretty good standard for that, and like she's a good bar to clear. And if she clears that, I'm pretty sure that's not a compliment, by the way, Addie. You're just a very difficult person. Is what we're saying.
In my mind, it's a freaking compliment, bro. I am
But,
I am the quality check here, yo. That's a compliment.
but yeah, but like if if this person gets Addie's approval, I'm pretty sure Stan, you'd be hard pressed to not approve for this person too. You know what I mean? Like you have your standards too, but then
You know what though? Sometimes Addie and I, we have different vibes about people. Like,
absolutely.
Sometimes like I get icks from people she gets good vibes from, and sometimes I'm okay with people that she gets icks from. So
and that's the thing. I'm just saying, like in the general sense of my circle of people, like, you know, when you said like, yeah, love's not enough, I don't even know what the fuck that means. That's why I keep like snarking on that comment. But,
no, you know what? I know exactly. So let me just share with you all, because like I feel like I've heard so many people say like, it's fine, I love this person, and
Yeah.
so I can oversee. Like when people say love is blind, truly, like when you are infatuated with somebody, you like oversee all of their flaws, you oversee like all of their like, you know, shortcomings and the incompatibility between you and this person, and it's so crazy. And I'm like, no, love is not enough. Like eventually one day, like sooner or later, you're gonna wake up and you'll be like, that was a fever dream. I don't even know what I've been doing with my life, but this is not it.
That's what a honeymoon phase is, no?
Yes, but like some people's honeymoon phase is just like so blinding and has
Yes.
lasted so long. This person just like convinces themselves like, yes, this is just what I want. This is my future, everything. But this is in fact not it.
Mhm. Actually, that reminds me. In my conversation with that friend, like I said, she really loved the guy, and like I believe that they loved each other. So at first, when she answered my question, because I was, like I said, I didn't go into it going like, you need to break up with the guy. No matter how much I felt that way, I didn't verbalize that to her. Because I wanted to know if she loved that guy enough that she's going to put in the effort that she knows he's not putting in.
Would you end your friendship with your friend if she's like, I'm gonna marry this guy?
No, I wouldn't.
Really?
I wouldn't.
You would just be like, you'd be accepting of this just like general like non-vibey person in your life.
And I'll tell you why.
Incompatibility, yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm like, I see this ship sinking. I'm gonna stay here so I can be like, I told you so.
Ads wants to
You
Ads
chaotic.
wants to watch the world,
Chaotic.
the boat sinking. She
But
like
all-
when the Titanic sank, she's like at the safe boat and she's like, oh, look at that.
Oh, look at it go! I'm
Yeah,
paddling
yeah.
away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look at it go.
No, but all jokes aside, I
That was a joke.
that was kind of a joke, but I will stay because partly yes, I want to be like told you so, but also partly because like I want to be there for my friend to pick up the pieces and put them back together like freaking Humpty Dumpty. But like with that friend, she originally had told me like I really love this guy. I don't want to leave him. Like I love him that much right now. And ultimately they did end up parting ways. And the reason for that was, you know how Stan, you mentioned, oh, you know, I don't want my friend waking up 10 years from now and going like, what did I do? I made the mistake. So what I asked her was, okay, you love the guy, you're willing to stay with the guy, knowing that is going to be more difficult because you know he's not going to be attentive to certain things and you know you need to step up. But how about this? Let me ask you a hard question. Do you see him as the father of your children? And then that's what broke her. Because she loved him, but she didn't believe that he would be a good father to her children.
Do you believe that people can grow into each other?
I do to a certain extent. It's kind of like with an asterisk. I believe that two people can grow and become compatible so long as both parties are aware and willing. So I think that was my issue, like the reason why I brought it up with her, because I know in her relationship at that time, she had brought it up with the guy and he was always like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And that's why he never changed. So I told her, I'm like, it doesn't seem like he's willing to change. So either you're going to have to do all the changing, or if this is too much for you to do alone, maybe you need to think about something else.
Okay, part two of this.
Okay.
Part two. You guys are reaching. For everybody else that's still here, this is now the part two. We are now at chapter 2 of this episode. Okay, so that's chapter 1. Okay, chapter 2 is now we're still speaking about as outsiders to the relationships. Okay, as observers to these relationships that we're seeing. Okay,
Yeah.
what gives us the right to pull them out of this facade or this show that they're living in? You know what I mean?
I can go first because I'm like to some of my friends, like they come to me kind of like you guys go to John, you go to Addy
Not really,
for
but
truth.
yeah, so go ahead.
For
Yeah,
truth,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
For real opinions, because I'm like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like very unfiltered, and so I honestly I tell it like it is, and I always come from a place where I'm like, hey, so I observe these things, and I don't even point out like all the bad things, but
Yeah.
I just kind of like tell them like, hey, this is what I look for, right? Because I feel like this is a genuine kind of checklist of relationships, which is like, can you guys communicate with each other? Do you guys have the same goals? Are you guys both willing to change for each other? Like Addie said, right? Like all of these things, and it's very objective, right? And then so I tell her, I'm like, or him or her or whatever, I'm like, hey, like based on your relationship, like these are the things that at least I'm looking for, and my list changed as I grow up or grow older.
Mhm.
And you know, if this kind of like hits your checklist, then you know, like whatever. And I always tell them at the end of whatever conversation we have, like if you choose to stay with this person, great, like happy for you, I will support you, and if things don't work out well, I will still be there for you, we're friends. But you know, I never go in telling them like you need to leave this person, or you like, unless honestly I find out that this person's like a serial killer or like a puppy kicker or like whatever. You know what I mean? Like if you kick a puppy, like why are you still with this person? This is clearly a terrible person.
Ads,
You know?
Ads, you were gonna say something.
No, yeah, I was just gonna completely agree with that. Like,
Agree with the puppy kicker statement?
yeah, like if they're a puppy kicker, like absolute, like girl or dude, no. Puppy kicker, really?
I'm just okay. Like, of course, in like I'm assuming, right? Like we are concerned with these people's well-beings and their entirety, right? And that the relationship and that the friendship that we have is something that we cherish and something that we, you know, want to, like, we want to grow old with these people that we are with, right? So obviously we wouldn't want them to be in a toxic relationship. But that all that said, it's like, what if to them, because you know, like, no, but they're not asking to be saved.
Right,
know what I mean?
exactly.
Mhm.
But we're not, like, at least from my perspective, I think Addie and I maybe are on the same page, because I feel like we vibe similarly.
Mhm.
Like we vibe on similar frequencies.
Mhm.
Where we're not trying to save them, but I think telling you in your best interest, like this is how I feel, and like you take and do what you will with this information. But and the thing is, like, I know, like, to some people they're like, yo, you're overstepping, but I think for me it's like, as a friend, it is my responsibility to tell you once, right? Like, I'm not gonna keep nagging you about this. I'm not gonna make it a big deal if I have to hang out with this person every time. No, it's like, after I tell you once about this, you know how I feel, and I will still make my best effort to be your friend. And you know, we move on from like whatever happens. If we drift apart because of your partner, like, I mean, unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? But I will not kind of continuously tell you like every time we meet, because I think that's overstepping. Like, if every time I see this person I'm like, hey, are you still with this person, what are you doing, like, terrible decision, like, that's like, you know, I think that's like overstepping, right? But like, if I tell you this once and you still make a decision to like stay with this person, whatever, it's like, great, okay, like, live your best life. You know what I mean? Like, I won't continuously like bombard this person to push them to a decision, like either to stay together or to break up, whatever it is.
Right.
Like, and I think this is like the responsibility of like a friend that like truly cares about
Exactly.
you.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ads.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think I've never come out of the gate to any of my friends, no matter how close I am with them. I never come out of the gate to be like, why are you with this person?
I feel like you had some sayings about certain people that I've dated in the past very quickly after me.
You're
I remember I was like, yeah, like, this is gonna be controversial, but it'll be fine. And then I remember very quickly you were like, I'm like, I know, but
I think
but to Addie's credit though, like, she's never brought it up to me again afterwards. And we were together like a fairly substantial time after, and like, she's never brought it up, and like, you know, she was always cordial, and like it's always like, it's never a bad time when all of us are in the same room.
Yeah.
But I do remember after the breakup announcement went out.
Oh.
not like the announcement, but
You
like,
sent out an
after-
email?
no, like after we broke up, and like I kind of broke the news to my friends, like there was like a kind of like, you know,
Sigh of relief.
Yeah. Oh,
I will say.
Yeah, I will say it's true. Once those people are apart, then I'm like, now all hell breaks loose, and I'll give you my full, unfiltered, honest opinion. Like, for sure that happens.
Oh yeah.
I think during the relationship though, I try really hard to approach it not like, dude, you need to leave this person. Like, I really try not to come out the gate like that. I typically start with, hey, like, I saw this and that happen. Are you okay with that? And if my friend really goes like, yeah, like, oh, it's fine, they're not usually like this, or like, oh yeah, it's fine, I know they're just like that, like, you know, it's their way of joking or whatever, then I either drop it, or I'm like, oh, okay, oh, I'm surprised you're like okay with that, like, oh, you don't think that he was being serious, or you don't think like she was being malicious. And then if they're like, no, they're just joking, then I'm like, all right, then there's nothing else I can say, right? Because like, clearly you don't see it. But I don't.
So no, I was just gonna say, so like the TLDR is we as an observer,
Mm.
right? If you sincerely care about another person's well-being
Mm-hmm.
and like truthfully mean well for them,
Mm-hmm.
we do have that responsibility to
To
not
present facts.
present.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And
Not point
Right.
out, but to
Mhm.
present
Mhm.
facts that we think that whatever, it doesn't even necessarily have to be just like in a relationship, but
Mhm.
like an environment entirely,
Yes,
right? Or
yes,
whatever it is
absolutely.
that they're getting into,
Yeah.
that we should be able to present and be like, hey, I don't think this is healthy for you.
Mhm.
Have you looked into it, kind of deal.
Yeah, and I think like
Mhm.
if you're friends, you should really come from a place where like, if your friends are, in this scenario presenting some facts to you, right?
Yeah.
Like not take it as like an attack to you or your
Right.
significant other, but like,
Right.
they genuinely care, like, they genuinely care about you. And
Mm.
I think it's important to kind of know that like, hey, they like, if they're really your friends, right? They have your best interest at heart,
Right.
and you have to believe. If you don't believe that truly, like, I don't know.
Why are you hanging out with these people?
Right, like why are you hanging? Like
Yeah.
why are you calling them friends?
Mhm.
But like but then the thing is like on the other hand, if they like continuously push you to make a decision because of maybe their well-being, then you maybe also have to reevaluate and be like, hey, is this their best interest or is this my best interest? Like there's a
True.
difference,
Yeah. Is
And
this
I
still
think, like-
is this still about me, kind of deal?
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah, yeah,
mhm.
exactly. And then so like I think today we've talked about a lot of like items where it's like, hey, like from the position of a observer and not maybe like a participant, right?
Mhm.
Like how do you engage the participant to let them know, hey, maybe
Mhm.
this is not the best situation for you.
Mm-hmm.
And as a participant, like how do you like receive some of these messages, right?
Right.
But like I think again, like for the maybe the last 2 3, I don't know what order we're gonna release these in, but like I think whenever we talk about relationships, it really comes down to, and this is different than what I thought 10 years ago and maybe different from what I will think 10 years from now, but it really comes down to like what perspective do you take, and do you still hold your own opinion about the events and the situations happening to you, right? Because if you're like continuously influenced by others and you don't really get to make your own decisions, I think that's a big problem. But when you do get to make your own decisions and there are good or bad consequences, whatever, right, and you're
True.
willing to bear them, I think that's kind of like where you're like, hey, this is something I can stand by and I can go to sleep at night knowing that like this is my decision to make, right?
Mm.
Right,
So-
right.
Anyway, just a roundup, because I know we're like kind of getting close to potentially that time, and also I am buzzed. I don't know about you guys, like this is
I'm-
hella strong.
I'm still not done mine.
I'm like on the
I-
last 2 sips of my beer.
How are you not like? I have maybe.
I have a
like,
quarter left. Yeah, you and me
Yeah, I
stand.
haven't
We're,
really-
we're on pace. Yeah, we're on pace.
I'm a little bit
Holy
ahead of you guys
moly.
for once.
Like
Yeah.
I'm like sweating.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do have one last topic I do want to talk about. I wonder if you guys have hit this situation where the person that your friend is with is an all-around terrible human being.
Why am I friends with this person?
However, no, like your friend's phenomenal, but their partner is an all-around
oh.
the person they're with is an all-around terrible human being. However, they are really good to your friend and your friend only. Like they will kick your dog, but they will
Okay,
love
yeah,
your
yeah.
friend's dog. Have you had
This
those
is the
situations?
same thing. This is the same thing I was talking about, where my friends are like individually great people, but together terrible people, but they complement their terribleness
yeah.
together. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, I feel like that's something that individually they both need to like just let out some steam, because like maybe they feel uncomfortable like letting this out in front of their friends or their like peers or whatever, and they just like a lot built up, but then to each other they're just like, yeah, let's be terrible together to other people without disrupting the general peace of life. And
Is
I'm
this
like,
are these the kinds of I remember I'm laughing because I remember this. It was like one of those like detective shows. I forget which one it was, but it was like the kids are like getting kidnapped and stuff. Kids are like going missing and stuff. And then obviously the show is showing like, oh, this is the bad guy, and it's like a dude, right? It's like one dude, this is the bad guy. But then like the reveal at the end is like, oh, actually it's him and his wife. Is that what you're saying? Like,
no,
like-
good. Like the prerequisite is like you cannot put additional harm into the world.
I'm
If
just
it's
saying.
between you two, right?
I mean, it's
Like,
fictional. It's fictional.
if the three of us were just like talking shit, fine. Like if like, you know, we generally individually we never talk shit because we're good people. We are like upstanding individuals in our like in our communities, whatever, right? But then when we get together, we just talk shit. Like, I think that like level of release is required.
Obviously, my example's a little extreme, but
Yeah, and I'm just saying,
just
there's a
saying.
level of extremeness that's acceptable versus like kidnapping and abuse. That's maybe where I draw the line, man.
That's
I'm
where
just
you draw the
saying.
line.
I'm just saying.
Children.
These people found each other, and if they're toxic, you know, their toxicity kind of melds. You know,
As
then
long as it doesn't like blend over into the real world, fine. And like as long as they don't like harm each other or like
there's a
in,
hard
like,
pause. Yeah, there's a hard
yeah,
stop.
yeah. There's like considerations, right? But like that's kind of like where I draw. Like if they're terrible together because they like go around and like setting fires to houses, no, like hard no, stop, please, like get help, right? But then if just like, but then if they're just terrible together because they love to watch like trashy reality TV together and no one else will want to watch it with them, and in fact people will totally judge them for it. Great, like be together, watch trashy television, and like, you know, harp on the Kardashians. I don't care.
Okay.
You know,
Mm.
hi
Sounds
Kim,
very-
if you're listening.
So- Wait, do I edit that out? Do I keep that in?
No, keep it in. Imagine,
okay.
like she like goes on her Instagram, like, what are you talking about?
That would be
Just at her-
hilarious.
Kim Kardashian.
When you put this out live on Instagram ads, just at her.
Just add
Just
Kim.
Yeah.
Or not, it's fine. But
Yeah.
if you're listening, Kim, hi.
You have a shout out on our episode.
That's my shout out today.
We're not there yet.
You know what?
We're not
It's
there.
interesting because like I don't know, Stan, if you remember this. Like I came to you a few years ago with issues that I've been having with Eric, where it's like it's very much like what we discussed today, where I'm like, you know, I want certain things to happen, and I told you about it, and then you're like, you know, Eric's not that kind of person, and you flat out was like, are you gonna stay with him? Knowing that
Yeah.
knowing that you're gonna have to do this instead and you're gonna have to pick up the slack, like, are you okay with that? Or and you were very honest with you, and you're like, but also your concern is valid, so if you walk away from him, I also understand you. Like you were very honest with me, and I really appreciated that. And obviously I chose to stay, but like, you know.
Right, but like I'm just that's literally kind of like just the mental process I was going through, right? Like
Yeah.
I obviously like I've known Eric for much longer. He's one of my best friends, and like I want the best for him. And like, but obviously because we've known each other for a significant amount of our lives as well,
Yeah.
like I've grown to care about you as like an individual person, like regardless of Eric at this point, right? And so when you came to me with that and also, by the way, I knew that question was coming because like not just me, like a lot of just thought has gone into this, right? And then so I knew it was coming, and then so it's really like, you know, I don't want to screw either one of you over. And then so really it's like, okay, here's like, you know, like we said literally in today's episode, right? Like here's the facts, right? Like I know Eric well enough to tell you like this is the person he is, and these are the things that he probably will never do for you that you want, right? And these are the things that you might want to change about, or you might have to change about yourself if, you know, that's the expectation, right? And then so I don't think we've ever had a conversation afterwards to be like, hey, you know, push towards stay together or break up after the fact. But I do see significant changes both of you have made to your relationships.
Yeah.
Not based on what I said, but like I think based on what you guys have talked about with each other and what you have worked on, right? And I think that truly that's kind of like where friendship, the line of friendship is, because I feel like if I've gone beyond that and be like, you should break up with Eric, you know, like I think that kind of like
Right.
oversteps my bounds as a friend,
True.
right? Because like I really am nobody in your relationship. Like I'm your friend, but like in your specific relationship as partners, like I'm nobody.
Fair enough.
Right? And then if I felt like if I were to continue that line of thought, and it's like, then I think I'm overstepping.
Right.
This is nice. This episode is nice. I like this. I like this episode. No, because I think we shed light into like being an observer as well as being a participant in these situations. And I think Stan, you kind of really hit the nail in the head here, because like the constant thing that's going in my mind now is like, yeah, like as a friend, like as an observer, and if you really care about a certain somebody, then you know, and then your well-being and it's genuine and sincere, then we should be responsible to present them with the facts, right? But also, as the participant in these relationships, if you are able and have the capacity, if you've always been swayed by your friends' opinions and never really made a firm decision and a firm stance,
Here is your sign to think about what you want
What you
and what you
want.
want to do.
exactly, right? You should be able to make a stance and be like, you know what? No, this is a relationship that I want to stay in,
Mhm.
and I want my friends to stay with me, and I'll try to make it work. But if they don't, then hey, I'm making a decision.
Not my friends to begin with.
Exactly.
True,
I'm
true.
making that firm decision, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that nice? I think that's very nice.
I agree with
It's
that.
nice.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
nice. But just saying, like, so also to John, if you ever have significant others or relationships that are like unsure, you best believe, right? Both Addy and myself will be like, knock knock, John.
I don't. I
What's up?
100%. Yeah.
Listen. We are we have like 2 minutes left. I am.
We still have to do shout outs.
I know. But that's why I'm saying this now at the end.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, there was a time when you guys weren't a part of my life yet, but I had other observers, and they legit went, John, I didn't think you'd be in this kind of relationship, and I was like, shit, and I ended up splitting with that. Anyway,
Like you took it to heart.
Oh, because of your friend.
no, we're done. So we're done. That's it. That's the end of that chapter.
Wait, we should have.
No, we're not. We're going.
Can we cut
Shout.
more
No,
of the earlier
no,
part of these
no.
episodes?
Today's
we're
gonna be
going
an
to-
extended episode. John, explain.
It's not. It's not. It's not.
No,
We're
just cut the beginning. It's fine.
we're-
We don't need the whole 9%. Blah
No,
blah.
Yeah,
so
same,
my
same.
so my shout outs. So my shout outs for today.
We're not leaving you. We're not letting you off the hook.
My
No,
shout outs for
explain.
today.
Wait,
You know
hold on,
what?
hold
Yo,
on. Actually,
listen.
though, before that, though, actually, though, are you telling us that you're someone that can be influenced by like your friends? Because that
Maybe old John. I feel
Okay, okay.
like current John, he's like very like he like thinks for himself, right? And like with his recent experiences, we've also got to participate in a little bit, right? I think we've also provided him with some opinions, and so like I think John's like now at a place where he's like maybe more susceptible to our opinions, but he still makes his decisions for himself.
I'm
right?
I'm right here. What do you guys?
Yeah, I know, but like the thing is, like you don't actually tell us about anything
don't.
until it happens, until it's like until it's like no
done.
more,
Yeah.
until it's like a
Yeah, yeah.
non-relevancy. So like here is your sign to be like include your friends.
Until
in
it's a
your life,
non-factor.
John.
Until it's a non-factor.
Jonathan,
Anyway,
okay?
so my shout out today. is-
Sheesh.
Jesus.
My shout out today is Stan's SO. Jason, thanks for listening all the time. I know that you have some kind of like it's good to listen to when you're working out, maybe kind of with all our
Yeah,
banter
he
and
does.
stuff. Yeah.
He's like on the
So,
treadmill listening to this.
this-
I'm like, how do you work out to all this BS in your ear? I don't
And
understand.
chaos.
all this
I know.
banter. If Stan doesn't say it, listen, man, I appreciate you. Okay, cheers.
What do you-
Ads.
Wow, you just threw Stan under the bus. Stan, are you
Ads.
okay under there?
Ads. Who's it?
I'm fine, I'm
Adelaide.
fine, I'm
Adelaide.
fine.
Who's your shout out?
Well, my shout out's gonna be Eric because this
That's
episode's
such a
about
cop out.
Yeah, but also like I do want to say like we've had our ups and downs, and like Stan and I were saying, I've had doubts before where I'm like, man, I feel like this needs to change or I'm gonna walk away from a relationship. But like I will say like, Eric, you've changed so much over the past years, and especially recently through the pandemic. Like
Mhm.
I saw so much change in a good
Growth.
way that it's like he has made me believe this relationship's gonna work. And like honestly, 14 years is not easy to get through in life in
Okay.
general, let alone
It's a shout out. We're not trying
like-
to rehash your
no,
entire
but
story.
like
It's
seriously,
just a
for
shout
like
out.
14 years being together, I'm like, you know what? I really
Mm.
appreciate him as a human
Shout
being
outs
and
to
a
you,
partner.
Eric. Shout outs to you, Eric. Next.
Oh my
Stan,
God, Stop it with
Stan, you
your
gotta shout-
jealousy.
you can't shout out Jason. I already shout him out.
No. My shout out's already done.
No,
Hey
no,
Kim. Hey Kim, if you're listening. Yeah, you're great. I enjoy your TV show. Make more, I guess.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Shout outs to you, Kim.
Wow.
Miss Kardashian. Yes. Hi.
Oh, you're actually talking about the Kardashian.
Who else?
I don't know.
Which
Actually,
other Kim do you know?
I don't know. Maybe you have a friend named Kim.
Harton. No, I'm talking about the Kim, the only one Kim.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, no, like I also agree with Addy that Eric has changed significantly since I've known him. I wish you guys the best.
It's-
Hi Eric, if you're listening, but also hi Kim.
It sounds like something
Kim
you're.
Kardashian and Eric has the same level of shout outs. Okay,
Damn.
Okay.
anyway,
I
also
I also
son
know-
of Kent.
also know
if you're
Eric,
listening.
but I don't think he's changed that much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, son of Kent,
Wow,
if you're
rude.
listening, your beer is yeah. You know what? I stand by what I
It's
said.
so strong.
I stand by what I said.
I'm
If you
done.
have like 2-3 hours after work and you're downtown, you're hanging out with your friends, and you know you gotta get home because it's like a Tuesday night, this is the beer I would go for sure. I would not have this with calamari, but I would have this with some like killer pork belly or like some adobo.
This is stronger
Right,
than
right,
this
right.
is stronger than Delirium. I remember Delirium was one of the strongest we've had.
7.5.
Yeah,
I think.
7.5, I think.
Holy moly! I just finished now.
I finished the beer. It's so good. But like,
I'm still not finished.
but like, I'm
Holy
so
moly.
I'm so dizzy right now. Like, I'm like.
But yeah,
laying on
as
the-
I drink this, like I think the first sip was really because like we had nothing to start, right? This is our like starter beer. The first sip was very very flavorful and like really packed a punch. And as you kind of go in this, it like becomes more mellow. It the really strong flavor mellows out. And yeah, I can definitely feel that like yeah, this is like worth its money. Like this is like yeah.
Okay, Eds. CLSS.
Yeah. So CLS copy.
Completely forgot.
I was gonna say copy.
We have to do this.
Copy, like, and no, not copy. Comment, like, and subscribe. We are on Instagram and TikTok at Beer Talks TO. So that's B.
Are we still on TikTok?
I know we are still on
Okay.
TikTok. I know, isn't that
Okay.
crazy? BEERTALKSTO. Beer Talks TO.
Yeah. Also, thanks to the people that rated us 5 stars on Spotify. I see we have like over 13 now or something.
I
like that.
We have
know.
13
Wow.
5-star
Five-star rating.
reviews.
We're in
Yeah.
double.
Wait, do we have anything less than 5 stars? Did someone like did one of
Yeah.
our friends listen to us and they're like, no, we're not giving you 5
Okay.
Oh, that's
Anyway,
actually
thank-
funny.
Four.
Anyway, thanks guys.
Wait,
Thanks
is that
guys for
no-
listening. Stan, shut up. We're done. We're done. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.